Great to have you here on the Money Studio. Thanks for braving the trains coming down from the north-west. Were you always going to be an entrepreneur?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I was washing neighbourhood cars at 14 to make cash, which I did spend in the local pubs, probably not discounting the usual northern reputation for liking the local.
So insurance is a pretty difficult sector to get in. Was that your first big business venture as a grown-up?
Yeah, well, I don't know that I was that grown up. I mean, I was 24 when I set up. I've been told that I've got the most middle-class founder story, that it started in my sister's conservatory, and it'd sound better to be starting in a garage. But, yeah, I was young and probably inexperienced, and I kind of fell into it. I started with motor accident claims. So I had a job after uni at a claims management company, and then I kind of moved into insurance from there.
How difficult was it to get your foot in the door? You know, insurance is a very long-established industry. It's a very kind of male club, or at least it would have been a few years ago when you started. Did people take you seriously as a 24-year-old? Did they take you seriously as a woman?
No, and, you know, I do laugh about certain stories now because I think every single one of them's got challenges. And, you know, I've never spoken to anybody that said, oh, it was a breeze, and business just took off and everything went really well. So, you know, I started just phoning round for my sister's conservatory. I don't know if you're old enough to remember the days of the Yellow Pages that we went to for...
You flatter me. I'm a lot older than you, Sam, though. Carry on.
Well, I just sat and phoned...
I remember smoke signals, let alone the Yellow Pages. Crikey.
Well, I just sat and, you know, phoned around businesses. We didn't have data protection issues then.
Yeah.
I introduced myself. I had to really, really hustle to get the contact. But where I really noticed the difference was on funding. I went to see my bank manager when I'd just started up. I was already making a profit, and I just got absolutely nowhere. So much so that I ended up enlisting my dad to pretend that he was part of the business, because I figured if I brought an older guy in, they might take me a bit more seriously. And they did, and I got an overdraft. But my dad was outraged. I had to sort of squeeze his hand to say, don't lose it. So I think funding for women, and we know statistically that this is true, less than 1 penny in every pound goes to female founders. And this is on a backdrop of women being... likely to produce a business that's between 30 and 60% more successful. So it doesn't make any logical sense.
I don't want to focus only on this aspect of you and your business, but it is an interesting aspect. You know, we've had female prime ministers, we've got a female Home Secretary, we've got a female Foreign Secretary. We know that FTSE 100 companies, the leading listed companies here in the UK, 35% of their boards of directors are now women. Are we still behind when it comes to what we call venture capital?
Absolutely.
The ability of standalone women entrepreneurs, not part of a big institution, but just, you know, lone gunslingers.
Absolutely.
Give me the money, I'm going to make money for you. Are we still behind in terms of backing women?
Massively behind. And when you look at the upside for the economy, I mean, the Rose Review showed... that if they could level up that funding imbalance, there would be 250 billion going back into
Stuart Rose, the retail mogul, right?
No, Alison Rose.
Of course, Alison Rose,
West. Yeah. I mean, she you know, you look at those kind of stats and you go, well, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think there's any sort of deliberate ploy to stop supporting women. I just think that you've got some...
habit?
Yeah, I think it's habit and it's institutional bias. And also people like to do business with people that they feel some kind of connection with. That's human. You know, you have to fight back against that all the time. I've got a new business that I'm launching, Stellar Insurance. And, you know, I've got far too many women in the senior management team because the brand is so female-focused that's what we attract. So we need to do something to level it out the other way, and I think that there's such an opportunity for us to get new, fresh capital into the economy and support women in this way, which would just be great for everybody.
How did you end up down under raising cash? Obviously, you were having difficulties here. You were trying to keep your dad from garrotting people. Well, we're only joking. We're not being serious. But obviously, you know, your dad's one of your key backers, rightly, and he was angry that his very talented young daughter wasn't being taken seriously. How did you end up going to Australia?
Well, so I actually went to Australia quite late on. So the UK businesses I managed to grow and become very successful, but all organically grown. The Australian business was just a bit of a random one, really.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows, and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.